Imagine you are an auditor for one of the largest financial firms on earth. You're sitting in a high-security bank in Manila, staring at a piece of paper that says your client has $2 billion in cash. But the bank manager looks you dead in the eye and says, "We have no record of this money. This document is a forgery." In the summer of 2020, Wirecard, the pride of the European tech world, a $24 billion empire, evaporated in a single afternoon. It wasn't a market crash. It was a phantom, a carefully constructed illusion maintained by corporate spies, hackers, and a shadowy executive who is currently one of the most wanted fugitives on the planet. To understand the collapse, you have to look at the architect, Marcus Braun. He dressed like Steve Jobs. He spoke like a tech visionary. Under his command, Wirecard became the PayPal of Europe. They were the kings of digital payments. By 2018, they were so massive, they replaced Commerzbank in Germany's elite stock index. They were untouchable. But Wirecard had a secret. A massive portion of their profits didn't come from Europe. They claimed they were making hundreds of millions through mysterious third-party acquirers in Asia. It was a financial cloaking device, a black box that no one was allowed to look inside. Protecting that black box was Wirecard's chief operating officer, Jan Marsalek. Marsalek wasn't your average accountant. He was a globe-trotting ghost with ties to international intelligence agencies. He traveled with armed guards and allegedly carried the recipe for a deadly nerve agent on his phone. His job wasn't just to manage operations. His job was to silence anyone who asked questions. When journalists at the Financial Times began noticing the numbers didn't add up, Wirecard didn't just deny it. They went to war. They hired ex-spies to shadow reporters in London. They launched cyber attacks against whistleblowers. Shockingly, the German regulators, convinced Wirecard was the victim of a conspiracy, actually launched criminal investigations into the journalists instead of the company. But you can only bend reality for so long. In June 2020, auditors finally demanded to see the missing $2 billion. They flew to the Philippines. They checked the accounts, and the illusion shattered. In 48 hours, Wirecard's stock dropped by 99%. Thousands of employees were locked out. Investors lost billions. The German government was humiliated on the global stage. CEO Marcus Braun was arrested and thrown in a cell. But Jan Marsalek? As the police prepared to raid headquarters, Marsalek calmly walked out the door, boarded a private jet to Belarus, and vanished into Russia. He is still out there, living under the protection of foreign intelligence, laughing at the $24 billion fire he left behind. The Wirecard collapse wasn't just accounting fraud. It was a masterpiece of corporate deception. A reminder that in the modern financial world, the biggest numbers on the screen might just be ghosts. This is Capital Chronicles,